Today we're going to be making these beautiful do-it-yourself Christmas ornaments. These are suitable for wall, window, or door hanging. It's a high gloss finish. Now I started out by going to Michael's Arts and Craft, and I bought these pre-cut plywood decorations from a company called Make Market. And they come in a variety of different shapes and styles, the ornament, the Christmas tree, etc. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spray a base coat of white paint. I'm going to focus on the ornament style, and I want the lettering to end up being white, and I want the mistletoe leaves to end up being green, and the whole ornament is going to be red. I masked the lettering just with a little piece of cardboard, and I sprayed the mistletoe leaves green. I'm going to wait for that to completely dry. So now you're ending up with a piece of plywood, whereas the lettering has white paint on it, the leaves has green paint on it, and I'm just going to use painter's tape to mask off all of the lettering as well as the leaves. So the technique here is I'm going to mask these off. I'm going to cut out each one of the letters so that I'm protecting the top of the letter or the white on the letter, and then I'll spray the background. Now, in order to cut these out, I just pressed on each letter, and therefore you could see the actual outline. And you want to use a razor blade. Now, I started out with a regular handheld razor blade, not the sharpest, and the main thing is it didn't have a real sharp point. It was kind of a rounded over point. So the first couple letters that I did I got them done, but it took way too much time. This type of razor blade, you can see it up in the upper right-hand corner, is great for cutting the flat lines, but it's not good for the little curves at all. So I actually took a quick run back to Michael's, and I bought an artist razor blade that has a nice sharp blade, nice sharp point. And with this, I was able to very quickly and very easily just let the blade kind of follow the outline of that raised lettering. So it kind of glided right along the edge of the raised plywood. And this made the whole process much faster. Now, you don't have to actually tape these things out. If you wanted to, you could end up with the same result by spraying everything white and then using just a little bit of artist paint and a fine paintbrush and painting each one of the letters whatever color you'd like. If you wanted the lettering to be red or the background to be red and the lettering to be white. For me, I think that you're going to end up with a better result, or I'm going to end up with a better result by spending a little bit of extra time and cutting out the painter's tape and masking each one of those letters. So this took a little bit of time, but it wasn't difficult. And once I've got all the letters done, I moved on to the mistletoe leaves. And the same thing there, I just outlined them with the razor knife. And then I peeled away all of the painter's tape from the background. And at this point, all of the leaves are protected, all the lettering is protected. I'm going to go back into the garage, and I'm going to spray the entire ornament with a nice red spray paint. And I gave this a couple of coats, and I let it dry completely. Once it was dry, I just went back with a little tweezer and peeled off all of the remaining painter's tape from each one of the letters and from the mistletoe leaves. Pull off the final little bit of tape. Now, you could be done here, and this would actually look pretty good. I put a little bit more tape on, and I just colored the little hanger at the top of the ornament black. You could have done it in silver. And this also could be your finished point. I decided to go one step further, and I'm using a 2-part epoxy from a company called TotalBoat.com. This is their MakerPoxy. As I mentioned, just 2 parts. You mix both parts together and stir it slowly. I stir it for 5 minutes. I poured it on, and then I just used a little paintbrush to spread it around evenly. Make sure that each little corner and each little area on the ornament is completely covered. What's really nice about this is that it's a real thick, high gloss finish. I used a little butane torch, and this just heats up the resin a little bit and allows any bubbles that are trapped in the mix to kind of rise to the surface and pop. So I find if you do this a couple of times within the first hour or so of painting it on, you get rid of all of those micro bubbles and you end up with a much clearer, high gloss finish. You have to let this stuff dry for at least 24 hours. And the finished result is a high gloss Christmas ornament that's suitable for outdoors or indoors. It can be hung on a door, a window, or a wall. You can see here I did the Christmas tree just by using green paint and a little sparkles, but otherwise the same MakerPoxy high gloss finish. If you want to check out our other unique Christmas do-it-yourself projects, check us out on the web at DIYEasycrafts.com. Thank you very much for watching.